I don't know what it is, but I've been receiving so many messages from people recently who have basically said that they don't think that they're cut out for puppy life. They brought their puppy home and now they're seriously considering rehoming their puppy, and they've come to me asking me what they should do. So if that's you, this video is for you. And let me begin this by saying I want this video especially to be a safe space. I want all my videos to be a safe space, but this one in particular, I know this is such a sensitive topic. So any comments from anyone saying anything that could be interpreted as unkind to people who are going through this really difficult decision, those comments will be removed. I just want to lay that out up front. I think when people come to me with this question, they expect me to almost bully them into keeping their puppy. And I think they expect me to say, no, you have to keep your puppy. It gets better, I promise. But honestly, my answer is always the same when someone writes to me with this question. And my answer is, you know your life, your situation, and your puppy the best. You are the only one who can make that call. And whether you choose to rehome that puppy, and if you genuinely think it's the right thing for them and the best thing for them, as long as you do it in a loving way, then that's absolutely fine. Again, it's not ideal. I'm not out here telling everyone to rehome their puppies, but I just want to offer you grace if you are in the midst of that very difficult decision. Every situation is different, every family is different, every dog is different. Now that said, here's what I would add. I genuinely believe that one of the reasons why so many puppies are either given back to their breeder or taken to shelters or given to friends and family is because I think we have an unrealistic expectation of what puppy parenthood looks like, and the understanding that that phase does come to an end. It's really hard, but it does end, even though it feels like it will never end. And trust me, I've been there where I felt like, is this phase ever going to close? I will never miss this phase. When's it gonna come to an end? And it does come to an end. Bringing a puppy home for the first time is such a life change. I think I've had 3 people this week write to me and express the epiphany hitting you of, oh my gosh, I can never just leave my house and not worry about going home. I can't just go to the mall for 10 hours. I don't know, I'd go to the mall, restaurant, whatever. I can't just go out for 10 hours. I have this little thing that's at home that needs me to take care of them. And that can feel extremely overwhelming, especially when you first make that shift from having had all this freedom that you didn't know you had to now not having any freedom. And that lack of freedom is tuned up even further by the fact that your puppy might be a few months old, might not be potty trained, might be barky, might be bitey. So you're thinking, not only do I have to be at home to take care of my puppy, but my puppy is not this amazing family pet that I thought I was bringing home. And for some people, this will sound like common sense. And for some people, because I've read, people have commented on my videos and been like, wow, basically you're an idiot for not realizing that this is what you were getting yourself into. But I think that there's also a reality that you can understand in principle what puppy parenthood looks like. You can have a plan for potty training and sleep training. I did so much preparation before bringing Vigo home. And yet when I was in the midst of puppy parenthood, it gets to you. The lack of sleep, the biting, where it's like, I want to take care of this little thing, and every time I get close to him, all he wants to do is bite me. I can't win. This is it feels like a lose-lose situation. And all of this is very normal puppy behavior, and it's very normal for puppy parenthood. So if you're going through it and you're feeling really rubbish, I have people write to me who say that they've been crying for 10 hours nonstop. My heart is so with you. But I also want you to know that nothing's wrong with you, and what you're feeling is very normal. And obviously, like, I'm painting with a broad brush here because maybe you're experiencing something that is 10 times more than what is considered normal, but there is no normal, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's no normal experience, and that is normal. All that said, there's something really beautiful, and I can say this having come out the other side of the puppy pits. There's something so beautiful about when that dog is a little bit older. Even like, for us, it was when Vigo stopped teething. When he was like 6 months old, we felt like we saw such a big shift with him. And now we honestly look at him all the time and are just so in love with him. And he's not the perfect dog. There are some things that he does that we're working. Exhibit A. There are some things that he does that we're working through, and that's normal, right? Every dog is so different. No dog is going to be perfect. And that's kind of like one of the things that I think they teach us. They teach us how to love something so much, even though there are things that you have to help them work through. There's a lot of things that he's great at. I'm not just trying to paint him as like this really difficult dog. He's actually very easy now, but these things take time. They don't happen overnight. And the reality is those first few weeks and months are really hard. And especially if you're someone who's maybe doing this alone, if you're single, I think that's even more difficult because you don't have someone to like divide the work with. But it definitely feels, once you get to a point where your dog is a little bit older, I'm not just saying this, but it is all worth it. And I would do it all over again with Vigo. Honestly, I don't see myself doing puppy phase again for a little while, especially now that we're pregnant. But I say that, and I also say that if you hear all of that and you still think that it's not a right fit for you, that's okay too. Whatever choice you make is okay for you. I guess my point of this video is trying to raise awareness that my experience, and from the messages that I get from people going through this, it's also very possible that what you're feeling is very normal and that it will come to an end. I think some people beat themselves up and they're like, oh my gosh, I've had this puppy for a month, 2 months, whatever, and I'm still struggling so much. Just know that that's not abnormal and that that's not a sign that you're a bad dog parent and that you shouldn't be a dog parent and that you should give your dog up because of that. We are so in love with Vigo now. We've always been in love with him, but we're so in love with him now, and we can't wait to watch him become a big brother. And it really like warms our hearts that he's gonna be our kids' childhood dog. Like, how beautiful is that? He's my best friend. Like, honestly, we spend all day together. Like, this is why I got a dog. At 10 months, this is why I got a dog. And I'm excited for him to become a proper like adult dog, because I'm sure he's gonna be even more of like the family dog that we wanted, and like that's why we got a dog to begin with. I hope this video helps someone. I've had people write to me and say that I had dissuaded them from giving their dog away, and that they were really grateful for that after the fact, and that really makes me happy. So I hope that if you're in the midst of it, this video helps you and maybe makes you feel a little bit less isolated and alone, and a little bit less like maybe like you can't hack it, when actually like no one can hack it. Puppy parenthood especially is just difficult. And I think that also goes for bringing home a rescue, like bringing home a new dog into your family, them getting used to you. Any kind of life change is hard. So just don't give up on yourself if that's why you're gonna give up your dog. If it is that you feel like you can't do it, I would just invite you to offer yourself a little bit more grace. That said, I also think, as I began this video with, if you feel like that's the right choice for you, ultimately you have to do what's right for that dog and what's right for you, and only you know the answer to that. But what I will say is that I know that when I was going through puppy blues, there was definitely a thought in the back of my head of, is this gonna be my life for the next 10, 12 years of constantly having to be so anxious about this little thing? And that phase does not last 10 to 12 years. That phase doesn't last 10 months, for us at least. Everyone's different, so maybe it'll last 10 months for you, but it does pass, is what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, you end up with, hopefully, a beautiful gem of a dog who is your best friend and who makes your life so much richer for being part of it. Anyway, kind of a heavy video, maybe not for everyone, but I hope it helps someone. And as always, if you're always welcome to DM me. I've become a little bit slower in responding to DMs because I get quite a few of them now, but please feel free to DM me if you have any questions or if you need help with anything. I prefer getting DMs on Instagram, so you can DM me over there. If you would like a community to tap into of other people who are going through it or who've been there, check out the Better Dog Parent Society, which is my membership for puppy and dog owners. The link is in my bio. I hang out there every day. I really hope this video finds the right people.